Hello and welcome to more Penny Dreadful. So we're still on the control train. I just love playing control, and basically when you have Nephalia Drownyard or some land-based win condition, control is just way more fun for me to play. So if you're enjoying control, please let me know because I'm going to keep playing this deck and I'm having fun. But I changed out this deck quite a bit from the previous build. I cut the white completely and I added red. The main reason for adding red is you can move more towards a fully instant speed deck. One of the issues I saw was like, what is it? Shatter the Sky or whatever the white board wipe is, requires you to tap out. And Starstorm doesn't do that. It's red, X damage each creature, instant speed. So you can just hold up mana, you can counter their thing, or you can wipe their board. And in the matchups where you don't have many creatures to kill, this cycles. So just a great card all around. The other thing is with white, we had to run like Condemn, which is not great. And in red, you get things like Burst Lightning and Electrolyze, which I just think are great. And then you also get access to Terminate, which is just such a better removal spell than like Vendetta or whatever else I was playing before. So it feels like this is better. We also get access to Canyon Slough, which is a marginal upgrade. It's just a cycling land, so we can run higher land count. And then what else did I have? Oh, Sudden Shock and Glorybringer. These are the two cards I'm very excited about. I think Sudden Shock is an excellent answer to a lot of the things in the current metagame. There's a lot of like Hermit Druid, Deranged Hermit, I forget which one it is. The one that mills their whole deck. They do that. They bring out like a Laboratory Maniac, and then they draw a card, and they have like 3 Swan Songs up or something like that. If you just sudden shock their Laboratory Maniac in response to their card draw, a lot of decks just lose to that because they can't react with anything, and then their thing resolved, they draw a card with an empty library and die. So there's that. It's also good against like Delver, and it's just like it's a shock in a lot of matchups. And then there's Glorybringer. A lot of times people will bring in like Spell Pierce, Miscast, Dovin's Veto, things like that against you, and you just land a Glorybringer and use that to kill their creatures and then win the game with Glorybringer. It's so good out of the sideboard, especially after they bring out all the removal. And it also helps you deal with Planeswalkers, which are kind of problematic for this deck too. So this just gives you like an additional angle if you want to go. We have Control Magic, which is something I think I should have added, but basically right now our deck has a lot of ways to deal with small creatures like Starstorm, Electrolyze, Burst Lightning. Bigger creatures, we do have Terminate, but Control Magic just gives us like an extra oomph. That's also another win condition because most of the time our opponents are going to side out all of their creature removal, and then we just steal theirs and beat them with their own creature. I think that's more or less the sideboard. Counterflux is basically Dovin's Veto, but I kind of like this more because it's uncounterable on anything, so you can counter a creature and they can't do anything about it. So this card's almost better in the metagame because you can bring it in pretty much any matchup where counterspells matter. Like, you could bring it in versus Delver and make sure you counter their Delver. I don't recommend doing that, but like if you want a spell to resolve, this is a good way to go. And it's good against Storm, right? You can just overload it and counter all their Storm copies. And then we have 2 Unmoored Ego for the unfair decks and Ravenous Trap. And Electrolyze is just good. There's a lot of decks with like small creatures, and anytime you can trade a card for their card and draw a card is amazing. Electrolyze has the potential to be a 3-for-1 where you kill 2 things, draw a card. And that is just dirty. With that, we're going to jump into the leagues. We're still running Void. I think this card is going to show up. It's going to be good. I love this card. It's more of a pet card than anything. The card I think is most on the chopping block for this deck would probably be Blue Sun Zenith. It's probably not necessary, but it does give you a pretty good late game win condition. And it is card advantage. So, I don't know. I kind of like it still, but we'll see. See you guys in the rounds. All right, we're playing against some dude, Mark. This hand is a little bit sketchy if I draw a bunch of lands, but this deck operates very well with lots of lands, and we have Burst Lightning for early interaction. And we're playing against this deck, the classic deck. Let's see what's going on. We really want to like get maximum information. Oh, okay, it's not that deck actually. It's black control. So they have Mesmeric Fiend, Midnight Reaper, Grim Haruspex. So they're going to Mesmeric Fiend to take my Burst Lightning. I actually don't want them having more information than I don't want to play this Gitaxian Probe. And to give myself access to double red quickly, we're going to play Volatile Fjord. Okay, so they're not playing Oops All Spells. Merc Fiend comes down. Starstorm is going to be huge in this matchup. I know their Grim Haruspex is going to draw them cards, but it's going to be good. Yep, they take Burst Lightning. Ooh, Electrolyze is huge. Let's probe again. I have a lot of good 2-mana interactive spells, so let's get rid of this. Because Tragic Eclipse is going to do nothing. They drew a land, I think? Opt. Guess there's no reason to not just play Ice Tunnel here. Pass turn. Then they're going to land one of their creatures. And we're gonna electrolyze it. Opt. Do I want another land? No, I don't think so. Ace is fine. Ooh, we'll give them a bunch of cards in doing this, but I think that's not the end of the world. So they played Midnight Reaper and a Swamp. Their hand is Swamp, Grim Haruspex, Tragic Slip, and one unknown. I can Blood Chief's Thirst them as Merrick Fiend, and then Burst Lightning the Midnight Reaper. This is another. Okay, so this actually, they're gonna draw 2 cards if I do it this way. If I just kill Midnight Reaper, then they just draw 1. Let's just kill Midnight Reaper, and I guess we'll do this now before they can do anything else. Ooh, Intervention's good. Blood Artist, okay. That's some interesting artwork. Into Cutthroat. So we're gonna lose some life here, right? We lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not the end of the world, though. Yeah, because we have Erebos' Intervention and whatnot. They know about Starstorm, so their hand is Grim Haruspex, Tragic Slip, and one unknown. Is there any reason to wait? Yeah, potentially. No, I actually don't see a reason to. We can just Starstorm for 1. And then we can Erebos' Intervention on the Grim Haruspex to gain some life. Or Burst Lightning. I mean, there's a lot of options here. And I get back Burst Lightning, but I don't have double red or triple red, so I can't Burst Lightning this turn. That would have been a really efficient sequence, though. So they drew another land. So they have Grim Haruspex, Tragic Slip, and one unknown. They play this. Hopefully nothing else. Cauldron Familiar. And then they can Tragic Slip their own Cauldron Familiar. That also tells me they're running Witch's Oven, which is not that bad. So I think we're going to Burst Lightning the Haruspex. Now, we'll see if they Tragic Slip their own Cauldron Familiar. I think they should. Okay, they didn't. Let's Thought Scour them. Oh, we milled Witch's Oven. That's nice. We can play Sulphur Falls. And I kind of want to Intervention the Cauldron Familiar, but I think I'll just wait. Let's kill this and gain 2. Okay. Now we can into the story. I guess there's no reason to main phase this. I guess I have to. Into the story. And now we have counter spells, so I think we're good. This deck's brutal. Witch's Oven, I think is worth countering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I can go Jace, start milling them, and then still have Mana Leak and things up. It's a lot of lands that I hit. Zilliport, Cutthroat, Mesmeric Fiend. Okay, they have Cutthroat. I'm at 9, and I still have Burst Lightning to kill this. I think I'm just gonna wait and then Sorcery Speed kill it with Blood Chief's Thirst though, because I'm not in any like big rush. So this. We take 1. We mill them with Jace. They have Cauldron Familiar, Blood Artist. Yeah, so they're just full on black Blood Artist, which is a good and bad matchup for us. We have a lot of like things that kill creatures. Let's John Yard them. I don't want them to know about Blue Sun Zenith. It's possible that might come up somewhere. They're just showing me their deck, which is quite considerate. Mill 10. Go ahead. Hangram Mauling. What does this do? Whenever or another black creature enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then they can sacrifice black creatures to draw. Okay, so they're just a lot of black creatures. Sudden Shock. Ravenous Trap. I mean, Glorybringer seems okay. I like Control Magic. Void is pretty slow. Electrolyze is great in this matchup. In theory, Glorybringer is good. I don't need Blue Sun Zenith. I probably don't need Jace. I just want to like disrupt them, which means at that point I do get to run Glorybringers. At least 1. Because this is like repeatable ways to kill their creatures. Sudden Shock, like early interaction is also quite nice. I don't like Mana Leaks against them, so let's bring in Sudden Shock. And I guess I do need to deal with the Witch's Oven combo, so I guess I do need Void. Because that can kill all of their Witch's Ovens. Like Void on 1. I could also bring in Nihil Spellbomb, but if they have Witch's Oven combo going, it's pretty hard to hit them with the Nihil Spellbomb, I think. I have 2 Starstorms. I almost want another Glorybringer, it's so good. But we will... I can Unmoored Ego. Does this hit Graveyard? Graveyard, Hand, and Library for up to 4 cards with name. Exile them. Problem is it's just like really slow. I think we're just going to run it like this. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. I forgot how good Spikefield Hazard is. I need more of these, I think. Because that exiles when it hits them. Go Island. This turn. There's something to be said for leading with Sulphur Falls, but I don't think it matters too much. Like if I draw a basic Swamp, I can terminate. Okay. Okay. We can work with that. We lost one Electrolyze, which hurts, but we have another one. Midnight Reaper. Whenever that dies, they get a card. I think we're just going to end up electrolyzing this, but we'll see. I mean, probably we're just going to electrolyze it. Grim Haruspex. Yeah, so we'll kill this now. And it's just a 0-for-0 trade. Nobody went down a card in that exchange. And they don't play anything. And I draw a counterspell. Okay, I guess let's not main phase opt. We'll just wait. If somehow they get their graveyard up to 7 cards, then Into the Story is going to be good. Mesmeric Fiend. If I let that resolve, let's just counter that. Do I care? They take my Spikefield Hazard, but I still have Counterspell. Or they take my Counterspell and then I can Spikefield Hazard. Yeah, we'll just let that resolve. There's no way for them to stop me from countering something important, and that's just a 1-1. Yeah, whenever her or another black creature enters the battlefield, so we can do this. We can opt first. Do I want to Drown Yard? I don't actually have black mana. That does help with Into the Story, but I think we can do better. Then we Spikefield Hazard the Mesmeric Fiend. It gets exiled so they don't actually draw a card, and then I counterspell the Ayara, whatever her name is. Then I get to Thought Scour them. Draw Ice Tunnel. I think I want to opt Drowned Catacomb. I already have Ice Tunnel, so I don't really need that. Okay, and now I can kill the Grim Haruspex. And gain a bunch of life if I need to. Blood Artist is fine. They have 1 card in hand. Better be good. Let's see what that last card in hand is. Tomb of Arami. Sacrifice all lands you control. Create a 5/5 black demon spirit creature token with fly. Okay. Definitely something to look out for. They have 5 cards in hand. Graveyard. Last turn. That's a sneaky one. They play Cauldron Familiar. Let's just Intervention the Haruspex and gain a bunch of life. And if they draw Witch's Oven, that actually is going to be a problem. But they have like a turn to do it. They could also play Tomb of Arami, make a 5/5 and get me that way. Oh, land. Pass. I have Into the Story now if they put anything into their graveyard or whatever. And I'm going to draw 4 cards at the end of turn. So now they decide to play it. I guess they must have drawn a land last turn. I think the one. I think honestly their best bet is to go for the Tomb of Arami. I have Void. So this can kill their tomb if I want to. Let's opt. Fountain, no. Thassa's Intervention helps. Basically, I think I want to save Bloodchief's Thirst to deal with the Ogre. I can Void for 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is the most expensive way to kill Blood Artist, but... Okay, they just have a swamp in hand. Then we play Bad River, pass turn. Do they go for it? No. They drew Witches... Oh, right after I cast Void. Okay, now we're in trouble. We're taking 2, or at least 1 damage a turn. That was a huge draw for them. Upkeep, let's fetch our swamp. Okay, Sudden Shock. Oh! Oh, that's so good here. I love it. Get out of here, Cauldron Familiar. Oh, I love it. This card's insane! You can't do anything about it. Do that. So now they can, if they want to, go for the Tomb of Arami at end of turn, and then they would have to sacrifice it to start the Witch's Oven train. Mesmeric Fiend. Ooh. I guess we have to counter that. And they have 5 mana, so we need 3. Counter-target can spell unless they pay 6, and they have 5 available mana. Didn't like that draw, but we can always... We have this to deal with the 5/5 Ogre. Okay, double Witch's Oven is a lot. They're like any creature away from winning the game, pretty much. And I'm just drawing lands. Come on, deck. I think they probably wanted to go for it there. Okay, Thought Scour helps. Let's mill them. There we go. Main phase Into the Story. There we go. Now I can Treasure Cruise. Now I'm feeling safe. Tap this. I have Counter Flux. A million Treasure Cruises. Nephalia Drown Yards. I kind of want to Treasure Cruise again. So let's do that. Because I want to get some more instant speed interaction. Control magic, counterspell. Okay. Okay. I can discard Bad River, Canyon Slough. They play Cauldron Familiar. Let's counter that. Okay, now we just start milling them with Drawn Yards. I kind of want to see what the last card in their hand is. I don't think it matters, but... Okay, it's just a swamp. Go ahead. Third Witch's Oven is fine. Drawn Yard them. Drawn Yard them. Cast Into the Story. Okay, we have Intervention, so now we can exile cards from Graveyard. And we have the last Drown Yard as well. Cool, so we play that. We pass turn, discarding like random card draw like Opt and Thought Scour. And Control Magic doesn't do anything either. I probably should have discarded that, but mill them. Mill them. Mill them. I can Nephalia Drawn Yard 3 times and still hold up counter magic. That's glorious. Catacomb, pass turn. Okay, so they are doing Tomb of Arami, so I think we want to exile all of their cats now. How many cats do they have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Cauldron Familiar, Cauldron Familiar, Cauldron Familiar, Cauldron Familiar. So that's just all of their cats. So now they get their big thing, and that's fine. We take 5. And I think I win the race here. I can mill them for 9 each turn. I might be short on black mana, I'm not sure, but I think I'm okay. Black, blue, blue. Yeah, we're actually exactly perfect here. Mill them again. Blue, black, blue. We Bloodchief's Thirst the demon. And that should be the game. I can even put him to 0 cards in play. Sure, you get a food. Nice! Got that one. See you guys next round. Oh, right, we're playing against Swift Warkite 2. Played against this opponent last league, and we're gonna go first. Oh, do I want to keep this hand? It's so slow. But it has a lot of mana. 5 lander in this deck. Generally, honestly, 5 landers are okay in this deck. We're just hoping my opponent's playing a slow deck. If they're playing like, you know, one of those fast combo decks, we're just super dead. But if we're playing a deck where we can like resolve Blue Sun Zenith for 2 and then go from there, it'll be really good. And they mulled to 5, so I like that. Lead on Bad River. They're playing fast combo. Alright, let's draw some removal, please. Counterspell? Non-land cards? Go Island, pass turn. Gonna be turn 2 Hermit Druid, I'm just gonna lose. Oh, Crashing Drawbridge. That's fine. Let's get black mana here. This is honestly my punishment for for keeping this hand. Why did I do this? Birds is fine. Birds gets haste, then they play Hermit Druid. Yikes. I didn't keep this hand, that was somebody else. So they take Blue Sun Zenith. Okay, they take Treasure Cruise. Well, I can actually cast Blue Sun Zenith next turn, so that's somewhat good. That gives me 1 card draw at least. I'm also just dead. Yeah. Alright, let's see what their deck composition is. Okay, they're gonna let me untap. I like that. Probe their hand. Fauna Shaman, Crushing Drawbridge. Opt? Play Opt? Put that on the bottom. How am I not drawing any interaction? Yeah. Alright, go ahead. Interesting, they didn't Hermit Druid. Now they are. I'm just trying to get a feel of how to play against this deck. Of course I keep the slowest possible hand here. So all this happens, I'm pretty sure they have no cards in deck. They get a Lab Maniac. I see, I think he's going for the Angel of Glory's Rise attack. That way he can swing out with all the creatures. Is that even lethal though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? No. Alright. Yeah, so if I just kill Lab Maniac in these positions, I'm doing quite well. Okay, that's good to know. So let's bring in the Spell Bombs, Sudden Shocks, Terminates, Ravenous Traps. Do I want Void? I can Void for 2 if they're just like keeping things in hand. That also kills Pack Rat, so I guess that's good. Things to cut. Jace Memory Adept. Blue Sun Zenith. Thassa's Intervention is a bit slow. I guess I actually don't need that many Terminates, right? I have a lot of Burst Lightnings. Mana Leak's pretty slow. Although, honestly, I think in this deck, Mana Leak might be better than Counterspell, but just Counter Magic in general is pretty weak. I'd rather have proactive things like Ravenous Trap or Nihil Spellbomb. Do I want Unmoored Ego? Maybe. I can get rid of Into the Story, at least one of them. I can get rid of one Starstorm, Terminate. In fact, I think Electrolyze is just better than Terminate. I can kill like a bunch of stuff with that. Do I want Void? I can name 2, but it's really slow. It is really good on 2 though. So I think we'll bring that in and we'll honestly just get rid of another Into the Story. Alright, let's go first. Not keep sketchy hands. Yeah, I learned my lesson. We're mulliganing this one. This one's... oh, it's so slow. It's so slow. I'm getting rid of Unmoored Ego though. I can't cast that. I need to find a blue source. Or an island, I guess. Go down to 5 cards. I mean, I think with this deck you basically just mulligan to Hermit Druid. Bad River helps. This can fetch Island. Or Swamp. Okay. They play Fauna Shaman. That's fine. We can opt. Intervention's good. But now I want to upkeep fetch a Swamp. Perfect. Okay. Now I feel relatively safe. Well, safe-ish. So they can Fauna Shaman for Hermit Druid, play Hermit Druid, I electrolyze both of them. The elves and the Hermit Druid. Crashing Drawbridge. Part of me wants to mana leak that, because that represents like a lot of things going on. And I think that I will. Let's Bad River for the blue-black land. Let's tapped Ice Tunnel. We have Treasure Cruise coming up. Okay, I think we should have this one, hopefully. This seems like such a not fun deck to play, because if they have Graveyard Interaction, it's so difficult to win, and if they don't have Graveyard Interaction, then you just win. I don't know. I like the interactivity of most games, but I've also been known to play decks like this, so who really knows? So they're going to Neoform away the Findhorn Elves. That's fine. And then they Vexing Shusher to make spells uncounterable with 1 card in hand. That's also fine. So I can electrolyze the Fauna Shaman, and then the problem is they could have Postmortem Lunge. That's something I need to be worried about. So I'm actually going to electrolyze the Hermit Druid here and see if I draw a red. Oh, I draw Nihil Spellbomb. That's helpful too. Let's go Spellbomb, Sulphur Falls, holding up Intervention and Treasure Cruise. When it goes for the Freebooter, reveals their hand, you choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. Exile that card until this leaves. I think at this point we're just going to... do I just Intervention the Freebooter? I think so. I still have Nihil Spellbomb up. And this gets me closer to Treasure Cruise. Also gains me some amount of life. And this doesn't work like Mesmeric Fiend. If you kill the Freebooter in response, you don't lose your card. Which I think is how it should be. Okay, we get to go Catacomb, Treasure Cruise, Robe, or the last card in their hand, Dread Return. Okay, so they're not very close to doing things. I think I want to Bloodchief's Thirst, the Fauna Shaman, or the Vexing Shusher. I'm not sure. If I draw a creature, they can Fauna Shaman for another Hermit Druid, and then I'm in some amount of trouble. Kill the Fauna Shaman. And we can cycle the Canyon Slough end of turn. The biggest problem is I got rid of a lot of Into the Stories for like interactivity, and I no longer have those, so cycle. Sudden Shock helps tremendously actually. Oh, and that just does it. So we Sudden Shock this thing. And then Into the Story is cheaper. Draw 4. I want to Thought Scour them, potentially. Freebooter and Llanowar Elves is fine. Then we can play Nephalia Drownyard. Start milling them if we need to. Narcomoeba is fine. Lab Maniac, Neoform. So Lab Maniac is in their graveyard. We'll pass. I'm just gonna have all my mana up at all times. Okay, that was a good concede. Game 3 looked very difficult for them. Again, I don't know, like, it just seems weird to play this deck, because it, like, if your opponent has anything, it's so hard to win. At least from what I've seen. I really want to bring in Glorybringer. It seems better than Void, actually. Void kills all their 2-drops forever. But they're just going to play them anyway, so Glorybringer's like instant, just like, it comes down and kills stuff right away. I could play both. In fact, they're running Vexing Shusher. I feel like I don't really want that much counter magic. Like, I feel like Terminate's just better than Counterspell most of the time. And Starstorm is really good. We're bringing Starstorm for Unmoored Ego. I don't really know how to like sideboard against this deck, but we're just making it up as we go. Well, this is a Spellbomb opener, so can't complain about that. They kept 7 this time. Let's see what's in their hand. Kitetail, Freebooter, Hermit Druid, Fauna Shaman, Dread Return. Okay, so the Freebooter is going to take something. We're going to play our Spellbomb before they can steal it. They play the Shaman. They don't play... Oh, they don't have the black mana, that's right. I'm curious what Fauna Shaman is there for. But we'll play a second copy of Nihil Spellbomb. And then play Ice Tunnel. Last turn. So Fauna Shaman's gone. They're going to discard the Kitetail Freebooter most likely. Play Hermit Druid. I need red mana pretty badly. So let's see if we can hit a red source. I don't think my life total matters too much just yet. Double Swan Song, Kitetail Freebooter, Dread Return. Good to know about. Okay, double Swan Song. What do I want to do? I guess I'm playing this as a land. Because if they want to Swan Song my 1 mana plays, they can, but it's not great. They get to keep their Hermit Druid. I'm pretty sure double Nihil Spellbomb should be able to stop them from winning here, but I've been wrong before. Is Collector Oof legal? If the Oof is legal, we're in huge trouble. And by huge trouble, I mean we're dead. They just grabbed Lab Maniac. I see. So they're going to mill themselves, they're going to play Lab Maniac, but they won't have Swan Song available, so it's going to be a really slow process. Birds is fine. And I take 3. Let's opt. Mana Leak. The problem is they can just Swan Song my Mana Leak, but then I Burst Lightning the Lab Maniac. Right? They play Lab Maniac. Yeah, I think that works out. We can Thought Scour. I kind of want to Thought Scour them, but if I hit Dread Return, then they can Dread Return a Kitetail Freebooter. They lose all their mana though. Thought Scour myself. We're really looking for red mana. Ooh, Electrolyze is very good. They drawn Catacomb. And hold up Electrolyze. We're going to Electrolyze their Land of War Elves Burns of Paradise. They're going to counter it, so maybe I want to wait until I have Mana Leak available? I'm not sure. They play Laboratory Maniac. Okay. And the Freebooter's gone. So their hand is just that. Okay. They attack with Fauna Shaman. And now I can Burst Lightning the Lab Maniac. This is actually tough. They have Dread Return in hand. But yeah, let's Burst Lightning Lab Maniac, I think. They Swan Song the Burst Lightning. Do I Mana Leak the Swan Song? I think so. So now they have 1 Swan Song and a Dread Return. And now I can Electrolyze Hermit Druid and Birds of Paradise. And I draw Glorybringer. Play another Hermit Druid. They have Swan Song, but Swan Song can't counter Glorybringer, which is quite glorious. Play our land. Play this big boy. Attack and exert. Do I even care about the Hermit Druid? I don't think so. I think I just kill Fauna Shaman. Yeah. Glorybringer takes it down! That was beautiful. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against Luan Braga. We're on the play again. That's amazing. Opponents says have fun, but they don't say good luck. It's acceptable, but also unacceptable. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Big fan here. Watch all your videos. Well, now... God, I cannot type. You are in one. For those who are wondering why my typing is so bad in my videos, it's I have like a box that my microphone is sitting on. I know it's not the best setup, but whatever. And I have to move my hands so that they're basically sideways typing on the keyboard. If you've ever tried typing on a keyboard with your hands sideways, it's very difficult. So that's why I always type so slowly. And why it's hard for me to type when I'm like playing against people. Okay, what is going on here? Judge of Currents. They're playing Merfolk. I like it. Merfolk, they have Counterspell, Drowner of Secrets. Happen on Merfolk, target player mills a card. Whenever it becomes tapped, you may draw a card. Ooh, that's a combo. And then this is... There's a lot of cool stuff going on. We particularly would like to hit red mana very soon. Or Erebos' Intervention is also fine. Yeah, our mana isn't the greatest. It's hard for our deck to hit double red. When we do, it's great. I mean, Starstorm seems insane in this matchup, but it's hard to get there. Opponent gave us the smiley face with the big mouth. I like that. So they play temple. I guess I didn't realize that their hand. Yeah, that's why it felt so full of spells, is they didn't have lands. And they scryed to the top, so it's probably some untapped land. I have counterspell, which I can't use this turn. But I think as long as we can counter Fallow Sage, we should be okay. And I don't care about life gain at all, so that one can just stay in play. And second Starstorm, yeah. that is this deck. They attack and gain 1. Ooh, Stony Brook Schoolmaster, I like that one. That also could have been what they kept on top. I think I'm going to let that resolve and then cycle a Starstorm. Or I guess cycle a Starstorm now, because I need to hit red mana or something very soon. Void, okay. Come on, deck, land. Oh no. Yeah, we're in trouble. I can Nephalia Drownyard them to try and we have 1/1 blue wizard. Yeah, we're in trouble. So they played this. They've played Island. They have these things in hand. Because I can't hold up counterspell. So if they play Follow Sage and I don't draw a red source, we're just super dead. I think I actually have to let them Stony Brook Schoolmaster and cycle my only Starstorm. I don't have the red mana for it. They play the Changeling. So now I know they're not playing anything scary. Guess that's fine. We're only taking 2. As long as we can find double red eventually, we'll be in okay shape. Okay, and they're just going to hold counterspell, so we're going to Drownyard them. This gives us information. It also gets us, you know, potentially possible to into the story them. Plot Scour. Let's do that right now. Still no lands. Yikes. Go. So their army's getting pretty big. I gotta go for the Erebos' intervention here. That can bait out the counterspell, and then I could potentially draw an untapped mountain, and then Void naming 3, hitting a bunch of stuff. They might just let it happen, and I think that might be optimal. If they have a land, they can just go Fallow Sage, draw their deck. Okay, take damage. Come on, deck, land. Come on! Where are you? We can opt? No, we need to hit a land. This is unbelievable. Alright. The thing is, like, I can't cycle Starstorm, but at the same time, I have to. They gain 1,000,000 life, right? I don't have anything else that can get me out of this besides Starstorm in the main deck. And they're playing that, they're just holding up counterspell, as they should be. There you are. We're just dead. Alright, we're moving on to game 2. But I mean, this is a good matchup. We have Sudden Shocks, Terminates, Electrolyze, Glorybringers, Control Magic. Like, our whole deck is built for this. We can get rid of... That's so many cards. We don't need Jace. We don't need Blue Sun Zenith. I don't really need Void. I don't really need Counterflux. I just don't like having Counter Magic. It's generally a dead draw. I'd rather have removal. And I think this does a pretty good job of all of that. So we will run it like this. Let's redeem ourselves. Going first. Oh, jeez. This hand's really good. I'm gonna mulligan. What is happening? I'm keeping this hand, but this is unbelievable. We'll get rid of 1 Treasure Cruise, but I at least have all my colors, and that's a good start. Okay, let's try and opt into an island here. Terminate. I mean, I gotta put that on top. I don't love it, but our mana's really hurting us today. Ooh, Silvergale Adept revealing Marrow Commerce. At the beginning of your end step, untap all merfolk you control. That seems pretty good. There's our bad river. Let's Thought Scour ourselves. Counterspell Thought Scour. Another Drowned Catacomb. Oh boy. I'll play Bad River, and then we can opt and set up Treasure Cruise. I don't really want to terminate a Silvergale Adept. I'll probably terminate Drowner of Secrets. Well, I don't know. If they're milling me, that's fine. Actually, that's not too bad. We can opt. Starstorm, yes. I'll just draw naturally. Taxing Probe. Okay, let's see what you have. See what counterspells I need to play around. Marrow Commerce. 2 of those. Drowner of Secrets. They have 2 of those. The Stony Brook Schoolmaster. And I have Sudden Shock. Okay. Mountain. Fetch with Bad River. Then I can Treasure Cruise. This is going to get the blue-red. Yeah. Fill my hand up. And go ahead. So I have Terminate available. I also have Starstorm. I kind of want them to be able to Drowner of Secrets me. They do hit an Nephalia Drownyard. I have Glorybringer in my deck to win with now, though. They play Silvergale Adept, revealing Marrow Commerce again. And then they play that. So now we can terminate the Drowner of Secrets. They mill me. That's fine. Ooh, Electrolyze would have been an amazing draw. So Marrow Commerce is gone. At least one of them. I think at least one of these islands are gone. I guess probably two of them. Bloodchief's Thirst. I can kill one of the things, but those... we're just planning to wipe the board here, so we can go Drowned Catacomb into Starstorm. Yep, we'll take that. Do they attack? Wait, this can tap itself? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Okay. So, do they have counter magic now? Mill, I mill, I mill. Alright, we'll go for the thing. Yeah, if they drew counterspell, that's going to be a little bit worse, but I can just Bloodchief's Thirst the Drowner of Secrets. Yeah. Alright, I might lose to this. Cast with Kicker on this. Need black. Black. Black here. I mill, and I mill. So many cards, actually. This is a pretty cool deck. It's a very fast clock. That dies. We play Bad River. We pass turn. And I've lost 2 out of my 3 Drownyards. Grimoire Thief. Whenever it becomes tapped, exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library face down. Okay. And they have the encampment, so they can exile my cards. You may look at cards exiled with it, sacrifice it, turn all cards exile with it face up, counter all spells with those names. So we're gonna kill this. We don't know what those cards were. Shouldn't have gotten rid of Blue Sun Zenith though, I tell you what. So that's gone, that's gone. They have 1 Marrow Commerce in hand, and we know that that is the card in their hand. Okay, I can work with this. 23 cards left in deck. We just need like 1 Glorybringer. Fetch. I guess I'll get an island. So let's Thought Scour them. Okay. Playing on days, because we're good at this game. Get in there, Glorybringer. Nobody expects it. We'll kill Stony Brook. And I have a win con now. And we know the last card in their hand is another Marrow Commerce, I think. Unless they double revealed it and I messed up. We have Sudden Shock to deal with some of the tap down enablers. We've killed 2 of their mill creatures. Another Stony Brook. That one's gonna die. Another Marrow Commerce. Sure. Can opt end of turn. So they actually have Survivor's Encampment. I'll put opt on top. So they can tap down Stony Brook and start making creatures, which I think they wanted to do, unless they have no cards in hand. So I think they maybe wanted to do that, but having an untapped Stony Brook doesn't really matter. We can Sudden Shock this so they can't actually do anything with it. Oh, they can because it's a mana ability. That's something. And we Treasure Cruise. Okay, we have Counter Magic now. We have Terminate. Yeah, we're doing fine. I'm at 10. That's not 0. And I have to make sure my deck doesn't get too small. I have 15 cards in deck. It's possible they exiled like all of my good interaction. So I think I will... No, I have to let this go through. I need to hold up Thassa's Intervention. And we can terminate the Silvergill Adept. And then opt. Do I want Into the Story? Sure. Attack and Exert. Killing Silvergill. Basically, the fewer merfolk we can give them, the better this is for us. And I'm just going to play this. I don't want my deck size getting too small. Do I Into the Story on their upkeep? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can counter target spell unless they pay 4. Yeah, I guess so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, we're that's enough. I'm convinced we're winning this. Double Glorybringer is huge. Stony Brook. That one's fine. We can just terminate that one or just kill it with Glorybringer. I think we'll do both. Black, red, terminate this. This is a fun deck. I'm having a lot. I hope everyone else is having fun, but like the Marrow Commerce, never seen that card before. There's a lot of things going on, but it's really sweet. Play our second friend over here. The Sideboard Glorybringer is probably my favorite thing about this deck. So they have Counterspell in hand for sure. That's actually a bit of a problem. So I'm not going to die to damage, so let's just attack them. But if they draw the mill creature, we could be in trouble. because of how like low my mana is. That one I don't care about. In fact, if I counterspell this, did they play land? They did not. Okay, we'll let that go through. Because now we can counter the mill merfolk if they draw it. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Definitely bringing back Void. Void on 2 can deal with their, oh, this doesn't kill enchantments. Never mind. I don't really love counterspells, but it does give me some answer against, like, what they're doing. Double Starstorm. Sudden Shock is huge. They have a lot of 3 toughness creatures. Yeah, we'll keep it. Glorybringer is so good. Like, how do they deal with that? Alright, here's a hand that has islands in the opener. All of our other hands were just so weird and disjointed. Ooh, we get to Thought Scour their Scry. Ha 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 ha. I'm way happier about that than I should be. But it does feel good. Thought Scour you. Does it tell me what order? I guess they put Stony Brook Schoolmaster on top, probably? I wish it told me what order. Okay, no creature turn 2 is good. So we're gonna Bad River for a swamp, most likely. And then we could just have mono terminates over here. Interesting. Opponent doing nothing. Let's opt. Volatile Fjord. Yeah, actually, I want mana. Starstorm. Okay, I'm glad I kept the Fjord. So we can play Sulphur Falls untapped, and now I have access to Terminate if I need it. One of many Terminates. Deep Analysis them, sure. That's a spicy sideboard inclusion. Alright, Bad River, we're gonna get the tapped blue-black land. And hopefully we'll be Glorybringering very soon. It's actually tough. If they play like a 4-drop, do we play Glorybringer or do we terminate? Well, I guess we can do both now. Let's terminate this. And then hopefully draw a land Glorybringer. Nice. This. Bringer of Glory, winner of games. This is like my new favorite card in all of Magic. It's so good. What? Oh, it's a dragon! That was sad. That was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm gonna mess that up like every time it happens because that is not something you normally run into. Totally intentional. They know what's up. That was, oh, that hurts. Because now they could play another Fallow Sage and start drawing cards. But if they're just casting Deep Analysis, that's fine. I should just have an untapped Glorybringer, which wouldn't really matter because their life total is low. It's all white mana. Okay, I was gonna say, like, what are you tapping all white for? Blue makes sense. Okay, just Deep Analysis, discarding a hand size is fine with me. I can't believe Moth Dust Changeling is a dragon. Oh, that's just wonderful. Oh, they discard it. Yeah, so they go to 5 cards in graveyard. Erebos' Intervention can deal with that. That's my only black mana for Terminate. I think we just Treasure Cruise. I don't like not holding up mana though. But if I draw a land, the problem is I guess I hold up my black and we Treasure Cruise for land here. It didn't hit a land. Marrow Commerce, Dive Down, Counterspell, Drowner of Secrets. What the heck, deck? Are you kidding me? Alright. No lands it is. Yikes. They have Counterspell and Dive Down. I'm gonna get rid of Thassa's Intervention. Deep Analysis. Okay. The nice thing is they're gonna have to tap out, and then we can hopefully just hit them with Starstorm. I guess there's really not too much to Starstorm. It's just Marrow Commerce plus Drowner of Secrets. Yeah, I think they're dead. They have Dive Down, but we can just let them have this, and then just burn them out with Burst Lightning and Glorybringer. They set out the life gain Merfolk. I think that was a good idea. But yeah, the whole point of bringing in Glorybringers for I don't know how to say your name, Lon Braga. When you play this, the whole reason I bring in Glorybringers is because I expect everyone to side out their removal. And that's just, kind of part of life. So there's not too much they can do, because if they kept the removal in and I didn't bring in Glorybringer, what do? They just have dead cards, dead draws. But opponent says, GG's, happy to play against me. GG's, great playing versus you as well. Okay, that was a close one. We almost lost a game to the mill round 1, but we came back and got it. See you guys next round. All right, we're playing against Rainbow Unicorn. We're going to go first. Winning die rolls. Oh, gosh. And having really bad mana. Where are my islands? I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna get rid of Starstorm. It's not really castable right now. The rest of my hand I can hopefully probe into interaction or islands. Okay, Myers Toll. Target player reveals number of cards equal number of swamps. Okay, so they're gonna have Reanimate on turn 2. So let's try and maximize our chances of having counter magic. Or some type of graveyard hate. There's counter spell. If I can draw an untapped island or Erebos' intervention. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're okay, but otherwise this is bad. Yep, they discard themselves. Goodbye Terrastodon, goodbye Myers Toll, goodbye Swamp. Alright, deck. You know what to do. Untapped island. Terminate? I don't see a world where they don't go for it here. Is there a world where I win post Terrastodon? Actually, maybe there's a world where they go for it, where they don't go for it. If I have Mana Leak, like, that's bad. They go Swamp, Reanimate. Yeah, okay. Terrastodon's gone. Let's opt. We just need to find a black source now for... Oh, come on! A little bit too late, good sir. Yeah, the mana in this deck needs work, or we've been getting unlucky. It's hard to say which is which. Probably both. So we have a couple turns to chump block and a few turns to hit a black source for terminate. We draw opt. Play this. And we block their elephant and take 9. Yeah, because if I draw a swamp this turn, then we're in good shape. Dark Ritual buried alive. Okay. This lets me see more of their deck. I have so much graveyard hate too, so post sideboarding this should be good. Honestly, main deck this should be good if my deck cooperated. Elder Scale Worm, Siren Sanity, Terrastodon. Sulfur Falls enters tapped. So we have one turn here to draw an untapped black source, of which we have like literally one in the deck, I think. I'll take it. Oh, okay. We're just dead. Good draws, opponent, good draws. Okay, game 2, they must have some sideboard plan, because we have like Nihil Spellbombs, Terminates, Ravenous Trap, Control Magic. Actually, Control Magic's not that good. Counter Flux, maybe? I don't love Starstorm. Void, I can name one to hit all their reanimates, but that's really slow. I bring out Blue Sun Zenith basically every deck that's linear. It probably just shouldn't be in the deck, but I love the card. Burst Lightning, I probably don't want. They look to be like very all-in reanimator. I just want to make sure I keep enough cards in my deck where if they change it up, I can still win. Electrolyze, no. So like, yeah, I guess maybe I want at least one Starstorm, just in case they have like a pack rat or something. Yeah, actually, we'll keep the Starstorms in. That makes sense to me. Counterflux is a bit slow, so I actually won't bring that in. And Bloodchief's Thirst is fine, but I think that's also a bit slow. I'd rather be proactive. Do I want Unmoored Ego? That can stop them from reanimating things. I don't think so. I think this should be good. Alright, let's go first. What are these hands? I mean, I think I keep it. Want to send me a message. Just recognize the name. Fan of your channel? Oh, thanks. I'm gonna keep this. It's very slow, but Sulfur Falls gives us outs to cast Spikefield Hazard on turn 2. Am I just dead? Double Dark Ritual? Okay. I think I'm just dead on turn 1. That's one heck of a draw. Because you need literally double Dark Ritual for that to work if you're going to go with Reanimate. And nobody has a hand. Okay. What a turn 1 play. That's unreal. I mean, even if they did that turn 2, I guess I still was going to have a bad time. 6-4 and a 2-2. So now I can draw Terminate and kill Siren Sanity and still have a shot at this. Yeah, if I draw Terminate into Burst Lightning in the next 2-ish turns. Okay. This is why you don't concede. They do have a 2-2, but my deck's full of answers now. That was an insane 2 draws. I mean, their hand was good too, but... Did they draw Reanimate? No. No! What the heck? Oh, man. Alright, well, our dreams of a trophy were just decimated that round. Oh, well. I mean, I could still draw land, terminate. No, I think it's too slow, but I think it's too slow because we block here, we chump here, and then we take. The problem is Putrid Imp hits us. Yeah, that just kills us. We go to 1. Yeah, alright, GG's. GG's opponent. See you guys next round. Oh, right, we're playing against the AFK Nacho. This hand looks great, so we will keep it. They also have the Fjord. Let's see what's in their hand. That'll tell me whether I want untapped mana or not. Thrill of Possibility, Izzet Charm, Frantic Search, Storm Herald. Alright, I've seen this deck before. So we just need to answer their Storm Herald. Opponent says good luck, have fun as well. Thank you. So I think I want to have access to red mana quickly because Electrolyze does kill Storm Herald if they somehow get that combo off on turn 3. I could do that. Interesting to use Izzet Charm instead of Thrill of Possibility. So they discard Temple and Island. So Island, Izzet Charm are gone. They see my hand. And I'm going to have no problems with Into the Story. I draw Mana Leak, which they don't know about. I think Bloodchief's Thirst is more or less a dead card, so... Because all their stuff is instant speed. They're not going to, like, play their creature and then wait. Okay, so they play Frantic Search. We know about that one. It's possible I'm supposed to Mana Leak this, but I think I just let it resolve. All these, the Frantic Search and Izzet Charm are card disadvantage. So going into the late game, like, we're just going to have more cards. Well, they discard Storm Herald, Thrill of Possibility. Like, they're down to 4 cards in hand already, and my hand's full. They Thought Scour themselves, that's fine. Another Storm Herald's gone, and Sulfur Falls. Then they Izzet Charm. Sure. And that's more card disadvantage, so they're now down like 3 cards. And 2 Storm Heralds. And they still haven't hit any Gigantiforms. Thought Scour ourselves. That helps with Treasure Cruise. Oh, I milled 2 cards I would love to draw. But I hit lands, and that's also good. On Catacomb, go ahead. So I have Burst Lightning plus Counterspell. Oh, they discarded a mountain, so now I don't know what's in their hand. Frantic Search is fine. They discard Gitaxian Probe Island. Well, now I have double counter magic available. Spikefield Hazard, I didn't want to play because then I'd only have 3 mana this turn. And I don't know, they could have like Treasure Cruise into Counterspell. So it feels important to have answers for that. I don't want to run out Electrolyze just yet. I don't know if they might have something else, but we will play this. Thought Scour themselves is fine. So they did hit Colossification, Burning Anger. That's a pretty good hit. I respect them going for this. Let's Mana Leak. I almost want to Electrolyze Burst Lightning here. They Swansong my Mana Leak. This comes into play. I'd rather have Counterspell in case they have Electrolyze in their or Treasure Cruise in their deck. But now I could just kill them with the bird. They only have 1 card in hand. Okay, yeah, I would concede in that position too. So sideboarding, spell bombs, sudden shock is insane in this matchup. Terminate, counterflux, ravenous trap maybe helps. Unmoored ego, things to get rid of. Starstorm's a bit slow. Void is slow. Bloodchief's Thirst is slow. Again, Blue Sun Zenith probably don't need Jace either. Their deck is very, very all in on this one thing. Probes, Mana Leak, Counterspell. I like all the counter magic. Actually, I don't think I need Unmoored Ego. I have so much like graveyard interaction and counterspells and removal. Like Sudden Shock just makes it so hard for them to win. I guess I can get rid of Electrolyze. It's a little bit more expensive than Counterflux. And they're running Swan Song now, so I don't think I love Mana Leaks. Like Counterflux is basically just a better Mana Leak. And this should hopefully be enough to win. I don't love this hand, but it's got Nihil Spellbomb and Ravenous Trap. Actually, 2 Nihil Spellbombs. And a Terminate. So like, unless they made some incredible sideboard transformation, we should be just fine. See what they got going on. Storm Herald, Izzet Charm, Burning Anger. Wow, their hand's bad. And we draw the Volatile Fjord. They play the Island. This deck seems very difficult to make work. They hold up Izzet Charm. They can counter a Nihil Spellbomb, I suppose. But then they're not Izzet Charming, so let's just play Nihil Spellbomb. Okay, that's fine with me. Let's play the second one. I guess the dream with this deck is Frantic Search into Storm Herald and win on turn 3. That's actually pretty good. Okay, I get it. The main phase, Izzet Charm. Discarding Sulfur Falls, Volatile Fjord, they cast Izzet Charm, so they have one unknown card in hand. Interesting to not discard Burning Anger. They have Desolate Lighthouse, that's a good one in this deck. They just loot. Discarding Miscast, okay. I basically know their hand still. Another Nihil Spellbomb seems very good. They could have By Force, or whatever the red spell that destroys a bunch of artifacts is. So there's some reasoning to not playing out the Spellbomb, but I have Ravenous Trap and Terminate, so... Oh, I get it. They didn't play Burning Anger because they didn't want to... I'll just let that happen. Because they didn't want it to get hit by Nihil Spellbomb. Why did they bring in Scribbling Claws? Okay, that's fine. Goodbye, Spell. I guess they saw Treasure Cruise last game? Fair enough. That's actually pretty funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually really funny. Let's play Drownyard. Go ahead. We can even Drownyard ourselves at the end of turn to turn on Treasure Cruise if we want to. Also, Ravenous Trap plus Nephalia Drownyard is a fun little combo. I think they just played the Mountain. They discarded Miscast, Rule of Possibility, or just Miscast. Mill ourselves. And then Treasure Cruise? I guess they can miscast my Treasure Cruise, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we don't have enough to Treasure Cruise, so we'll just pass. They know I have Treasure Cruise in hand now, but what are they really going to do about it? I could also just start milling them. I have like infinite ways to interact with their graveyard. Frantic Search is fine. So they discard Storm Herald. They must have multiples. Okay, they exile my Opt. Another Frantic Search is fine. So now we have Ravenous Trap up as well. But there's nothing in their graveyard right now that scares me. Scour yourself, go for it. I think I should just start milling them. Just Drownyard you. Scour yourself. Look at my hand. They play another Scrabbling Claws, that's fine. Get rid of my Mountain. Get rid of my Probe. Then they scry. Sure. How did they scry? Put one card on top. So because they put a card on top, we're actually going to mill it. Ha! I can Ravenous Trap, but like nothing in there scares me. And we draw a land, so we just pass. I mean, their library is very small now. They loot. I mean, they must have a way to kill Nihil Spellbomb, otherwise they would concede immediately. There it is, the Colossification. Do I just eat their graveyard now? I think I do. Mostly just so I can use my mana and get cards in hand. Sulfur Falls. I mean, they have 3 cards in hand. Go ahead. I have 4 interactive spells of Terminate, Ravenous Trap, Counterspell, Nihil Spellbomb. I guess I was supposed to Ravenous Trap there, actually. Because they put so many things into their graveyard. And, like, basically you can always use Nihil Spellbomb, but if they just play, like... Actually, wait, no. Yeah, if they play Through a Possibility, then 3 cards into their graveyard. So no, that actually works out just fine. Alright, and after a lot of musing, my opponent has conceded the match. And I don't blame them. Like, this seems like an impossible win for them. It also looks like they disconnected. So, I don't know what happened there, but great playing against you, AFK Nacho, and that's going to end the league, I believe. So let's go to our deck. This is the deck. We ended up 4-1. We got mised on the 4th round. I think this was very close to a trophy. So I think this deck is fantastic. The biggest issue is the mana, because there were some games where we didn't have an island, basically, and then we had like Drowned Catacomb, Sulfur Falls. Like, basically the opening hands of Nephalia, Drownyard, Drowned Catacomb are really quite bad. So I could see increasing the number of like Volatile Fjords and things like that for our openers, like maybe going up to 2. And then decreasing, like, we could even go down on Nephalia Drownyards. We don't really need 3, but 3 seems kind of important. I don't know. Maybe like you want to cut a Nephalia Drownyard and then add a Volatile Fjord. And then we could even cut Spikefield Hazard for a Mountain. I think I like the effect, but that's an option. And then the third thing we could do is cut Drowned Catacombs for another Ice Tunnel. I don't know. The mana needs work, but other than that, I felt like this deck had game against basically every deck in the format. Yeah, the sideboard Glorybringers was excellent. Unmoored Ego, I don't love as much as I think I did, because A lot of the times Graveyard Hate just does that. Like it does what Unmortigo wants to do. And Sudden Shock is huge tech. That card is... I think this card is worth running red for because it just deals with a lot of the problematic combo decks in the format. You know, they can't counter things. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.